our next section for geometry is unknown angles. So we're going to be looking at how we figure out angle measures when we're not told all the information. So the first thing says lines DE and HN are parallel. If you know the measurement of any angle in the diagram to the right, how could you find the measurement of any other angle? Think about this. So we're going to just go through it. It says, if the measure of angle 5 in the diagram is 60, explain how you can find the measurement of angle 12. So we know angle 5 is 60 degrees. We want to figure out angle 12. So we have the two parallel lines. Both angles are being crossed by line AL. So since they're same lines, they're in the same plane, and the same angles crossing, they are the same measure. So angle 12 is 60 degrees. They are also alternate interior angles, which we will discuss later. But alternate interior angles are equal. So that's how we can figure that out. How could we find the measure of angle 1? So we know angle 5 is 60. We know that angle 1, angle 6, and angle 5 form a straight line. Wow, I can't write tonight. So, since they form a straight line is 180 degrees because it's half of a circle. So, we would have to know angle 6 also though, since we only know angle 5. So that's how we could find the measure, but we can't because we don't have enough information. So key ideas to remember. So to find missing angle measures, you need to remember the following. The measurement of a straight line is 180 degrees. The measurement of complementary angles, which we talked about in our previous notes, is 90 degrees. The sum of supplementary angles is 180. The sum of an interior angles of a triangle. So we haven't really discussed this yet, but triangles, 3 sides has 3 angles. When you add them together, they equal 180. It's going to be an important number. Angles that are formed when a paraline crosses transversal. So what we were talking about in our first try it are equal. So if they're on different parallel lines, but they're crossed by the same line, they are equal on opposite sides. Like how 5 and 12 are, or it tells you 9 and 1. That's another example. So that'll be an important page to refer back to while we're going through these sections. So the next page is continuing on unknown angles, but we're looking specifically at triangles and quadrilaterals, so 4-sided polygons. So triangle, the sum of an interior triangle, which we just talked about, is 180 degrees. An equation to represent the sum of interior angles of a triangle would be angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 equals 180 degrees. So as long as we know 2 of the side or angles, we can always find the third one. So an example, a right triangle has a 35-degree angle. Find the measure of the missing angle. Well, gotta remember when we talked about right triangle in this first section, that means 90 degrees. So we are given 2 measures. So we can say 90 degrees is angle 1, plus 35 degrees is angle 2. And we don't know angle 3, so we'll put our variable in for that. Looks a little blurry, but there we go. So this all has to equal 180. So to solve this, we add our like terms. 90 plus 35 gives us 125 plus our unknown equals 180. Then we just subtract. It's a one-step equation. So x equals 55 degrees. You could have also just done 180 minus 90 minus 35. Our next one says a triangle has two 50-degree angles. What is the measurement of the third angle? So two of them are 50. So we know we have 180. That's how much we can have total. So we're going to subtract what we know. We know two 50s, so 100. That would leave us with 80 degrees. So triangles, you just subtract the two that you're given from 180. Next one is quadrilaterals. So the sum of the interior angles of a quadrilateral, so 4 sides, 4 angles, is always 360 degrees. So the same measure as a circle. An equation to represent this is just like our triangle, but we add one angle. So angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 plus angle 4 equals 360. So we know that a parallelogram has two 40-degree angles. Find the measure of the missing angles. So parallelogram, two sides are equal. So that means two sets of angles are the same thing and the other two sets are the same measure. So we know that 2 are 40, so we have 2 times 40. We don't know the other two, so 2 times whatever that measure is. This is going to equal 360. So then we solve for our variable. We have 2 times 40 gives us 80. Plus 2x equals 360. We subtract what we know already. We know we have 80 degrees. So we have 2 times something equals 280. Because we already have 80 degrees. So we still are looking for 280. But if each angle is the same, we just divide it by 2. So each angle is 140 degrees. So a trapezoid, so this example down here, a trapezoid has two 35-degree angles and a 100-degree angle. So what is the measurement of the fourth angle? So we start with 360. We subtract what we know. We know 100. Then we know 235. So 2 times 35 is 70. So that leaves us with 190 degrees as our answer. However, that is not a reasonable answer. So not all angles can form certain shapes. 190 degrees is more than a straight line. So it would not be able to be an angle. So those degrees can't form that shape. Those angles don't work. So you always need to make sure your answer makes sense. So last page, we are looking at unknown angles in any polygons. So we looked at specifically triangles and quadrilaterals, but now you'll follow a pattern no matter how many sides it has. So it says, how can you figure out the sum of interior angles in shapes with more than 4 sides? So first it says, divide each shape into triangles. So you start at the same point and see how many triangles you can make. So from here, we can go down. We can go to this point. And then we can go to that point. We can't go to this point because we already have a line there. Same thing with that one. So how many triangles do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have to start at the same point. If not, there's all sorts of triangles you could make. So next one, we start here, go across, go to the other corner. We can't go to that one because it already is part of our line. So we have 1, 2, 3 triangles. So what do you notice about the number of triangles compared to the number of sides? So our first one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides and 4 triangles. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 triangles, or 5 sides and 3 triangles. So so the number of sides, you subtract 2, because 6 minus 2 is 4, 5 minus 2 is 3, gives you the number of triangles. This is useful because we know the sum of angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. So therefore, you can find out the sum of interior angles in each shape by multiplying the number of triangles by 180. So we know the hexagon has 6 sides, so it's 4 triangles, so it's 4 times 180. So that gives us 720 degrees. The pentagon has 5 sides, so 3 triangles times 180 gives us 540 degrees. So you can use that pattern for any shape. So there's an equation to determine the number of interior angles of a polygon. You have n minus 2, so n is how many sides you have. Minus 2 times 180 will give you x, which would be the sum of interior angles. So this is a very important page. These notes you'll want to refer back to whole time we're doing any of these assignments or IXLs. So complete the table. It says use the equation above to identify the sum of interior angles in a shape with the given number of sides. So we already went through 3 sides. We went through 4 sides. We just did 5 and 6, so it starts with 7. So 7 minus 2 is 5, so 5 times 180 gives us 900. 8 minus 2 is 6, 6 times 180 gives us 1080. 10 minus 2 is 8, 8 times 180 gives us 1440. 12 minus 2 is 10, so 10 times 180 equals 1800 degrees. Last one skips, it just shows how it works. 50 minus 2 is 13. 13 times 180 equals 2340 degrees. So you don't have to memorize all those. You just need to know that you subtract 2 times it by 180. That'll give you your total. And you can use that to find what they're asking. This next page just shows some examples which you're going to do as your assignment for today. You do need to know that angle MKN is 47 degrees. For some reason that did not print on the worksheet, but I will also post that on the assignment.